Passive income is one of those things that everybody dreams about because when you're getting passive income, you're making money while you're sleeping, but very few people know how to actually get it. That's why in this video, I'm going to be going over 25 different passive income ideas that you can start implementing today. What's up everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh from theminoritymindset.com, where money minds rethink rich. The whole idea of passive income is where you can make money without having to physically go to work. When you go to work and you get paid, this is called active income because you're having to actively do work in order to get this check. Passive income, on the other hand, is when you send your money off or you do this thing, you have this kind of asset that is paying you with passive income because you own this thing or you've created this thing. You have this machine that's printing money without you having to actually physically go to work. You have two kind of general categories of passive income. You have true passive income where you just buy something and you have this thing that's paying you and you don't got to do anything. And then you have this kind of like pseudo passive income where you have to put in a certain amount of work to create this thing or have this thing, and then once you create it, then this money comes passively. The reason I'm making this video particularly is because I released a video on YouTube where I talked about different passive income ideas that you could do with less than $1,000. That video got a lot of love, and so I wanted to expand upon that topic by going over 25 different passive income ideas that you can start today, even if you don't have a whole lot of money. I'm going to be going over a lot of different topics in this video, and so I don't bombard you with a whole bunch of information that you might not need. If you do want to learn more about anything that I do talk about in this video, I'm going to have links for you in the description below. The first passive income idea is by investing in dividend paying stocks. This is a type of true passive income. So some of the biggest companies in the world trade on the stock market. And you as an investor, as a regular person, have the opportunity to be one of the owners of these big companies by investing in their stocks on the stock market. Now, some of these big companies will have a lot of cash in their bank account at the end of the year, and there's three things that they can do with this cash. They can save some of this cash for emergencies, they can invest this cash back into their company, or they can reward their shareholders, you, the investor, by just giving you a check. This passive income that a company pays you is called a dividend, and most companies that pay a dividend pay out their dividend every 3 months. So if you invest in a dividend paying company, every 3 months or so, you are going to get some cash deposited into your account for doing nothing except owning a company that pays a dividend. Not every company pays a dividend, so this is something you got to do a little bit of research on, because the companies that typically pay dividends are your bigger and more mature companies, because these are companies that don't want to invest all their cash back into their company because they're already big, they're already mature, they're already established, and so when they have all this extra cash in their bank account at the end of the year, they just distribute this to their shareholders, their investors, people like you who own the stock, and that way you can get your dividend without doing anything except just owning the stock. I'll give you a quick example of what I mean. So Verizon pays out a dividend, and at the time of me recording this video, Verizon's dividend is $2.51 a share, which is right around a 4.5% yield. So if you went out and you spent $100 buying the Verizon stock, after 1 year, they will give you $4.50 in passive income. This is purely passive income. You don't got to do anything except just own the stock, and that is in addition to you owning the stock. So if the stock price goes up, that's icing on the cake because this dividend is something they give you just for owning the stock. Some other popular dividend paying stocks include McDonald's, which is paying out a 2.5% yield, IBM, which is paying around a 5.5% yield, DTE, which is paying around a 3.5% yield, and 3M, which is paying out about a 3.3% dividend yield at the time of me recording this video. The last thing that I want to mention about dividends is the amount of dividends that you're getting from a company does change. Like if a company makes more money, which is the goal, then the amount of dividend that you're getting will hopefully go up. But if a company starts to struggle, then you could see your dividend go down. Number 2, invest in rental properties. This is one of my favorite ways to generate passive income. The way this works is, let's say you go out and you buy a house for $100,000. Now, instead of you living in the house yourself, you would rent this house out to somebody else, another family, and this family would live in your house and they would pay you rent for, let's say, $1,000 a month every single month for them living in your home. The great thing about this is once you own this house, once you own this asset, you don't got to do any physical work to continue getting paid, because now these people that are living in your home are going to have to pay you every single month for living in your property. So once you own the asset, the home, now this home is going to continue producing cash flow as long as you have people living there. The thing about real estate investing, I'll tell you from personal experience, is in the beginning, it is not going to be passive. You have this kind of like hurdle that you have to jump over to understand how real estate investing works. But once you get over the hurdle, general, real estate investing can be completely passive because you can pass on all of your day-to-day duties to a property management company. A property management company's job is to essentially handle all the day-to-day stuff with managing a rental property. They will find you tenants. They will qualify your tenants. They will do the background check, their credit check, screen them and approve them and put them into your property. Then once the tenant is in the property, your property manager's job will be to make sure your tenant pays, make sure they pay on time. If there are fines, to make sure they assess them, to make sure the property is taken care of, to make sure the property bills are paid, to make sure property taxes are paid, and to make sure all the work, if there's work that comes up, is taken care of. That way all you gotta do is collect the checks. Again, it takes a little bit of work to get there, but once you get there, real estate can be completely passive. Investing in rental properties, real estate does take more capital, but it's a great way for you to invest your money and own a physical asset that's paying you with passive income. 3, put your savings into a high interest savings account. Most traditional banks are paying you next to nothing on your savings. So if you save your cash at Bank of America or Chase or one of these big traditional banks, chances are your savings account is giving you nothing no matter how much money you have sitting there. But thanks to the internet, there's been this growth of online banks which will pay you a much better return on your savings than you're going to get in one of these traditional banks, because these online banks don't have the same retail presence. They don't have to pay for rent. They don't have to pay for tellers. They don't have to pay for utilities at all these physical locations, and so they can reward you with a higher interest rate on your savings. The reputable online banks work just like your traditional physical banks. They're FDIC insured, your money is protected, and you can access your cash whenever you want. The real difference is one is online, one isn't. I have an account at an online bank and a physical bank where I keep most of my savings in my online bank because it pays me a better interest rate, while my checking account is at a traditional bank right now. One little caveat that I want to give you about these high interest savings account is that this high interest savings account is not a substitute to investing your money. This is just a way for you to save your money and get a little bit of a better return and not get all of your savings eaten away by inflation, because now this online bank account gives you a little bit of a better return. That way you can earn more money in your savings. 4th, you can monetize your knowledge by selling a class online at Udemy or Skillshare or Coursera. These platforms are marketplaces for education. And so let's say you go out and you create a class on how to be good looking. Now you create this class one time and then you can put it on one of these platforms. Once it is on one of these platforms, if people search how to be good looking, your class might pop up and then they can purchase your class, and if people purchase this class or watch your class, then you will get paid. Now each platform works a little bit different as to how the actual monetization process works, but in general that's how it works. Kind of interestingly, Minority Mindset originally back in the day started on Udemy, because I was working on this other business at the time and I got scammed by this fake marketing company and I had lost a whole bunch of money. And after I lost this money, I went onto Udemy and I created this class called How to Launch a Business Without Getting Screwed Over. I charged like $7 for it. It's not available anymore, but people started enrolling in this class and it created this kind of passive income for a little while until I removed the class, because I created this class and I put it on Udemy and then people started buying it. Now, we've become more mature. Instead of me selling a class on Udemy, I ask you to smash that thumbs up button below. Number 5 is you can invest in crowdfunded real estate. The alternative to investing in physical rental properties, which can take a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort, is to invest in crowdfunded real estate, where now you're investing in a fund which gives you exposure to a whole real estate investment portfolio. This is what crowdfunded real estate is, and as the properties in your portfolio become more valuable, you make more money, and as these properties make income from rent, you make some dividends. The great thing about crowdfunded real estate is you don't got to do any of the physical work. You don't got to find the property or do the renovation or deal with tenants. All you got to do is invest your money into this fund, and you don't need as much money to invest in crowdfunded real estate because you're not buying the whole property. You can invest a little bit of money and get a piece of the pie. Again, if you want to learn more about how to do this, I'm going to link some resources for you in the description below. Number 6 is you can sell an ebook on Amazon. If you like writing, this could be a great one for you, because the way this works is you're going to write a book. It doesn't have to be super long, but you're going to write this book and then you're going to get it published on Amazon as an ebook. You don't got to worry about getting a publisher or do all that marketing or anything. You just got to get it on Amazon. Once it's on Amazon, you can do a little bit of SEO work, so when people are searching topics related to your book, your ebook will pop up, and then anytime somebody buys your ebook, they will be able to download it and you get your royalties. Depending on how good your book is and what the topic is, once you get it up and running, this could be a way for you to make a few $100s a month consistently without really having to do much work once it's listed. Number 7, rent out your car. If you have a car that you're not using all the time, you can use a platform like Turo and rent your car out to somebody else and let them pay you for using your car. You can add in whatever restrictions you want when people are driving your car, but if your car is just sitting there doing nothing, you might as well make some money off of it by letting somebody else drive it. Number 8, if you got some extra space, rent out your home. If you have a basement that you're not using, or an extra room like a guest room that you're not using, or you're not going to be home for a little while, you can use this space to generate you some passive income by listing the space on a platform like Airbnb or VRBO, because then somebody else can stay in your home, your property, your extra space, and they'll pay you for staying there. Number 9, so this one isn't exactly passive income, but it can be an easy way for you to save a lot of money. If you have a mortgage, you can refinance. The whole idea behind refinancing your mortgage is you're going to take a current loan and you're just going to move it to a new lender and hopefully a lower interest rate. So now you have the same loan as before, but you're just paying less money because interest rates hopefully came down when it came time for you to refinance. So you can save a whole lot of money. I mean, some people can save hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing nothing except just refinancing their mortgage. Again, if you want to learn more about how to do that the right way, I have some resources for you in the description below. Number 10, you can do peer-to-peer lending and get that passive income through interest. The way banks make money is by lending you money. If you borrow $100,000 from the bank and you spend 10 years paying it off, then over those 10 years, the bank is going to be getting passive income from the $100,000 that they gave you, because you're going to be paying interest to the bank every single month on the $100,000 that you borrowed. Well, you can copy the bank's model by doing peer-to-peer lending, where now you're using a platform, there's a bunch of these online, where you're lending your money to somebody else, and now somebody else is borrowing your money, so you give them your money, and then they're going to do something else with it. Maybe they're going to buy a car, or maybe they're going to pay down their debt. They're going to do something with your money, and then they're going to pay you interest every single month until they pay your money back. Just like everything else, there is risk involved here. I mean, there's a risk that the person who's borrowing your money can default, but this is where you got to do your own due diligence, find somebody good to lend your money to, and use a credible source. And if you do that, then this can be an easy way for you to generate passive income just by lending your money out. Number 11, you can enter the vending machine business. So the way this business model works is you can create your own vending machine company, or you can buy a franchise to a vending machine company, or you can buy an existing vending machine company that already has the machines out there, and you're going to put these machines into different places, maybe stores, wherever there's a lot of foot traffic. Then when people buy candy, they buy pop, they buy these things from your vending machine, then you will get a percentage of the profits. Your job is to make sure the vending machine is full and make sure that you're getting paid. The nice thing about the vending machine business is you don't need a ton of money to start. Like, you don't need the same type of capital you need to go out and buy a rental property, and it can generate you this pseudo passive income because you don't got to physically be there to sell the candy and pop from your machine. Number 12 is you can make money through affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing essentially is when you are a commissioned salesperson on the internet. So let's say you start a blog where you're talking about how to burn fat. One of the things that you can do now is you can find a protein supplement that you really like and market the supplement on your blog. If people buy the supplement from your blog, then you get paid every time somebody buys a supplement. The key to making money here for affiliate marketing is you need digital traffic. So you need eyeballs, you need people to click on the link that you're marketing, and you need people to actually go buy whatever it is you're selling. And so you need some kind of consistent traffic source on the internet. Maybe you have a popular Instagram page or a popular blog or a popular podcast. And so you got to put in the work to kind of build this kind of presence on the internet. And once you do that, you can just place your affiliate link there, and it will continue to drive you revenue as long as people are checking out your content. Number 13 is you can sell digital files on Etsy. If you're good at design, this could be a great one for you, because now you can go out and you can create different digital files. Maybe you create a travel guide, or maybe you create some wall art. You spend some time creating this digital file, and then you can put it on sale at Etsy, which is a marketplace. So if people are searching for motivational wall art and your image pops up and they purchase it, now you get paid. Number 14 is use your bank CD or certificate of deposit. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of the CD as an investment source because the returns on CDs aren't the greatest, but it is a way for you to generate some passive income. You can think of a bank CD kind of like a glorified bank account where you put your money into this account. It's called a certificate of deposit, or CD for short. And when your money is in this account, it's going to be locked up for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 5 years. You get to decide how long. And the longer your money gets locked up in this account, the better your interest rate is. The good thing about CDs is they pay you a better return than your savings account because you're not supposed to access it. If you access it early, you got to pay a fee. But because it gets locked up in this account, you get a better interest rate. There's no real work on your end because you don't got to do anything except go to the bank and tell them that you want to put some money into a CD. You're not going to get the best rate of return, but if you're scared of investing your money, then this could be an option for you. Number 15, you can be a strategic digital marketer. So this was actually something I learned from one of my friends who was doing this. So my friend, he has a lot of connections with business owners, and he's made a lot of friends with these entrepreneurs who are starting these businesses, some of them digital, some of them physical. And he used to go and do their digital marketing. But then he wasn't really a fan of it. He got kind of tired of doing the digital marketing. So what he found out that he could do is he could partner with other companies and other people and have them do all the digital marketing, because he wasn't doing super complex stuff. It was mainly just creating social media posts and posting them. And so he found these people that could do this digital marketing for them. And so now all he does is he finds these businesses that want digital marketing done, and he gets them on a retainer. Maybe it's $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. And then he gives these companies to the people that he's working with, and he'll pay these people half of whatever he's making. So if he's making $1,000 a month, he'll pay these people $500 a month to do the digital marketing, and he'll keep the other $500, and he doesn't really do anything except make sure that the work is done. But now that he's found good people, it doesn't really take that much work at all. Number 16 is use a cashback credit card whenever you shop. If you are a disciplined spender and you will use your credit card like cash, and you're not going to use your credit card to buy anything that you normally wouldn't with cash, and you're going to pay off your entire credit card balance in full every single month, and you never pay a penny in interest on your credit card, then you can get rewarded for using your credit card the right way, because you can use a cashback credit card that's going to pay you something like 1% to 5% in cash back every time you swipe your card. So if you go to the restaurant and you spend $100 on dinner, you spent $100, but you're going to get a little bit of cash back just because you used your credit card instead of paying with cash. Again, the key for this one to work is you got to make sure you're a disciplined spender, because if you start getting excited about this cash back and now you're spending 10% more just because you think you're going to get 2% cash back, you are losing in the credit card game. The whole purpose of this is to make your regular purchases with a credit card. That way you can make some money in cash back. Number 17 is you can start a drop shipping e-commerce store. Now look, if you've been on the internet and you've ever kind of searched these entrepreneurial things before, chances are you've seen a bunch of people selling classes on drop shipping, and it has been very saturated recently. But the thing you got to understand about drop shipping is, at the core, all it is you are selling a product on the internet, whether it's through your own e-commerce store or whether it's through Amazon. All drop shipping is now, instead of you creating your own product and having to manage the inventory and having to buy all the inventory up front, you're working with a manufacturer where anytime somebody buys something, whether it's through your Amazon store or through your physical online store, you are not the one that's having to physically ship it out. This order should go to your manufacturer, and the manufacturer is going to ship it out. And so if you can find a good product, maybe it's a kitchen product, maybe it's a clothing product, and you can market it on Amazon or your own store. Maybe on Amazon you do good SEO, on your own store you do some Instagram marketing, and people start to buy it. Well, now these orders should go directly to your manufacturer, and your manufacturer is going to ship them out, and you get to keep the difference. Number 18 is you can invest in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. This is another way for you to invest in real estate without having to physically invest in rental properties. A REIT is a company that invests in real estate, and these companies, these REITs, some of them trade on the stock market. And so what you can do is you can find one of these REITs on the stock market, and you can buy shares of this REIT. Now, when you own shares of this REIT, you own shares of a company that invests in real estate. So you're getting indirect exposure to real estate, because now you're not getting direct exposure to the property, you're getting exposure to the company that owns the property. But the thing that makes REITs unique is REITs are required by law to pay out 90% of their taxable income in dividends to their shareholders. So the shareholder is you, the person that owns their stock, and if you own their stock, you will, chances are, get a higher dividend than most typical companies, because REITs are required by law to pay out 90% of the taxable income through dividends, and their taxable income comes through rent. Number 19 is you can start a lead generation website. If you're a tech-savvy person and you're a fan of digital marketing and SEO, then what you can do is you can create a website that is generating traffic, and then you can sell this traffic to different businesses. For example, let's say that you have this partnership with an appliance store in your area, and then you can go out and you can create a website that's generating traffic for people that are interested in getting a new microwave or a new stove. Then what you can do is you can sell this traffic to a store, an appliance store in your area that's looking for people who want to buy a new stove or a microwave. The whole idea behind this is you're probably going to work with a few appliance stores in your area, because these companies might not have the best web traffic, and then they're going to pay you for every lead that you send them. And so this will all be digitalized. So anytime somebody from your website goes to one of these stores or fills out a form at one of these stores' websites, you will get paid. Number 20 is you can sell photos on Shutterstock. If you like taking pictures and you go on vacation and you take these beautiful photos of the Grand Canyon, now you can just keep these photos in your photo album, or you can also take some of these photos, put them on Shutterstock, and if somebody uses one of these photos, they're going to have to pay you money. You're not going to make a ton of money if one person uses your photo, but if you like taking pictures and you take a lot of pictures, this can be another place for you to put your pictures, and now you can monetize on the pictures that you're already taking. Number 21, you can rent out your parking spot. So this one's reserved for those of you that live in big cities, because if you have an extra parking lot, you can rent it out to somebody else, let them use their parking lot, and they're gonna have to pay you every single month. One of my good friends lives in downtown Seattle, and the condo that he lives in gives him 2 parking spots, but he only has 1 car, and so he rents out his second parking spot for $300 a month. And this is no work that he has to do. He just lets somebody else use his parking spot, and every month he gets an extra $300. Number 22, you can be a house sitter. This one takes a little bit of work to get started, but the whole idea behind house sitting is somebody might not be home for a week or a month, and they don't want to keep their home empty, and so they would pay you to kind of live in their home for the time that they're not there. The thing with this is you got to verify yourself as being a credible person and a trustable person, but once you can do that, then you can get paid to just live your life in somebody else's house because they just want somebody to live there while they're gone. Number 23, you can buy an online blog that's already generating revenue. So blogs on the internet can make money a few different ways. They can make money through advertising, they can make money through sponsorships, they can make money through affiliate deals. And so if a blog is already making money, sometimes a blog owner is gonna wanna get out of the business and they'll just sell this blog, take the cash, and then go do something else. This is where you can come in, find a blog that's already generating revenue, that's already established, and purchase it, and now you have just bought a new income stream. There are a ton of sites on the internet to help facilitate these type of transactions where you can go out and buy an already existing business on the internet like a blog. The thing that you got to understand here is if you've never operated a blog, or if no idea of what the niche is, like if you're buying a fitness blog and you know nothing about the fitness industry, it's going to be a little bit tough, because once you buy the blog, you do got to make sure it's maintained, and if you're not doing it, you can hire somebody else to do it. But you gotta have a little bit of expertise, because if this blog just kind of goes stale, then you're gonna see its revenue go down. Number 24, you can use your car as an advertising billboard. If you don't mind using your car as a billboard for somebody else, then you can go to a website like Advertise and Rapify and Vugo, and these companies will pay you, because they work with other companies, they'll pay you $100 to $200 a month, depending on how much you advertise and what you're working with, to just market somebody else's company on your car. And finally, number 25, I couldn't make a video on this topic without mentioning creating digital content. So this one isn't like pure passive, it's more kind of like pseudo passive, because it takes a ton of work in the beginning. But if you can build this content hub on the internet that people are going to, whether it's an Instagram page or a blog or a podcast or maybe even YouTube, then you can continue to generate advertising dollars or sponsorship dollars or affiliate dollars without you really having to do that much more work, because you have built this central hub of content, and anytime people go on it, you will get paid. Here's the thing, you can make a lot of money creating digital content, but in order to continue growing the revenue, you got to keep creating more content. Like for example, this video that you're watching right now will make me money for as long as this video is up there. Like if you're watching this video a year from now or 2 years from now, that means our company is still generating revenue today for the video that we created back in 2021. Anytime somebody watches our video, YouTube pays us a little bit of money. Now, it's not a ton of money that we're making per view. I think YouTube pays us something like a penny per view. So it's not a ton of money per view, but it's something that can continue to generate your revenue for years into the future, because once you create this content once, people can watch it for years and years and years. If you enjoyed this video, here's a video that I think you'll love, and while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our free finance and business newsletter. And as always, keep hustling. You have to deal with tenants. If you're investing in real estate, you're gonna have tenants that slip and fall while they're taking a shower, and then they're gonna sue you because they will say that the bathtub was too slippery when it was wet.